You were looking at these questions and you told me something about these questions. What did you tell me?
They're both parts.
Which one is both parts? Okay, so with both those parts, how are you going to find your answer?
You have to subtraction. Oh no.
You have to use addition. What strategy are you going to use to add them together to find your answer?
I was trying to.
You're going to use a hundreds chart?
No.
You're going to use a fact triangle? Okay. So can you tell me how you figured out that there are 17 noodles? So because earlier you said that these are two parts and you had to add them together. Now, what did you do? What was your strategy used to add them together? How did you add 9 and 8 together to get 17? What strategy did you use? Use your head. And so can you tell me what you did in your head or how you did it?
I did 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What? I think 16. No. So actually, like actually this.
So what number do you need to start at?
9.
So you have 9 and then what?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12.
Why are you starting to count 9? We already said that there was...
Yeah. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay. So use your hand to find 17. Now, I'm wondering if maybe using a number line or using a tens frame might have been a little bit easier because then you're not relying on your fingers and then you can actually see the picture on the paper. Do you think you could maybe try it with a tens frame or a number line just to see which one you think is easier? You could use a hundreds chart. Use the same question we did, but just check your answer on a number line or a hundreds chart or a tens frame just to check, okay? Rather than using your hand. Okay. So I really like what you did with the hundreds chart here. Can you explain to me what you did and why you did it?
It's for the question. So I did a circle on 9 and my 10. Then I skip back, then 9, 8.
And why did you skip back to 8? What in the question told you?
Because the answers showed 9 and 8.
9. And how did you know that you had to add these two together to find the answer?
I just copied the two numbers off the board.
I know, but we were talking about it. Are those parts or the whole? Do you remember?
Part
And why are they parts?
to make the number 9.
So if we read the question, in phys ed we used the noodles. There were 8 blue noodles and 9 green noodles. How many noodles did we use? So did those two numbers tell you how many numbers we used? Or did you have to, you chose to add them together to find the whole?
Just to add them together.
Now, I noticed you wrote the number 18. Do you remember your feedback from yesterday? What are we supposed to do when we just write the numbers? What do we need to add to it?
Oh, it's not 18. It's supposed to be a 7.
So, 17. Now, what does that...
7 noodles. 17 noodles.
Yeah, we use 17 noodles. So now we have the sentence so we understand.
17 noodles?
Yeah, and you can copy the word right up on the board there. Can you explain to me how you found out that we use 17 noodles in phys ed?
We started at 8 and count 9 more.
Okay, and how did you know that you had to add? Are 9 and 8, are they parts of the question or are they the whole answer?
Well,
They're parts? And how do you know that they're parts? What are we trying to figure out?
trying to figure out.
So we're trying to figure out all the noodles we use. So do we know the whole yet? We didn't know the whole, right? So then we had to take the two parts and add them together. Okay. So, and I like the way you said it. Now, So we looked at this question and you guys said we have 19 pennies and 12 were yellow. So then you started at 19 and then you added 12 more. And then we said, does that make sense that we would have 31 pennies? No. So what is our whole? How many? What is the whole amount of pennies we have?
We usually have 19.
So we have the whole amount is 19. So that means if 12 were yellow, what do we need to do with 12 to the 19? Do we need to add it or do?
Cross 12.
So we need to take 12 off. So how would you do that? If 19 is here, how would you cross 12 off?
So then you will do 1 or 1.
So do you know that if you go from 19 to 20, are you adding pennies or are you taking them off?
Taking them off.
So if so are you going the right direction then?
No.
What direction?
So this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So how many pennies are the other color?
Not 7.
There we go. Good job. Just one.
I
Okay,
don't
so you explain to me how you figure this out. So
This is like my brother does in my campus victory dance.
you're doing a victory dance? Okay, well, after doing your victory dance, I want you to explain to me, how did you figure out, so what did you do here? Why did you start at 12?
Because this one's 12 on the board.
Because what does 12 mean?
12 means there's 12 numbers.
There's 12, how many pennies? How many pennies were yellow?
12.
12. And then what did you do next?
I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And why did you stop at 19?
Because there's 19 red pins.
There's 19 pennies altogether? So is 19 our whole?
Yeah.
So were you trying to find, did you do this to find a missing part? Okay. So what does 7 mean then?
7 means 7 pins.
7 pennies. Yeah.
Pennies. That's 4 pins.
Can you explain to me how you figured out that 7 pennies are not yellow?
We colored 19 of them, and then we extra 12 of them, and then we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And how did you know that you needed to subtract and not add them together?
It said there were 19 pennies, and 12 were yellow, so they can't be 12 more were yellow. It didn't say that there was 12 more that were yellow.
Okay. All right, well, I like your strategy and I like the way you counted this out. So, and we wrote our final sentence. Great job.